Yo, what's up? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video. Charles Barkley did a interview a couple of days ago, and he talked about many things, and we're going to tackle one thing in particular. And I've been saying this for the past, I know I made a video on it last year, and I also made a video on it recently early of this year. And there was speculation brewing about LeBron James starting at the point guard position. Now, before I get into this, I got to state a couple of things. First, the reason why they create positions so the novice fan can understand the player, the player's position, and just the player in general. Okay? I look at it as the 5 best players on a particular roster ultimately is in the starting lineup. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get into what Charles Barkley said. Charles Barkley recently said that LeBron James has to reduce his role as far as being the point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. And he pointed out several things. One, LeBron James isn't young, like he isn't as young as he used to be. He can't keep up with the fast-paced tempo. Two, by reducing his role, that means he'll probably spend more time to recoup and recover on the bench. And, when Charles Barkley said that resonated. That was more concrete. That was solidified to a lot of basketball fans. But I said the exact same thing 6 months ago, okay? And I said the exact same thing last year, okay? I made 2 videos about this, saying that I think it's ridiculous, to even think that LeBron James should be the starting point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like at the end of the day, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to really miss Lonzo Ball. Even though a lot of people may not be Lonzo Ball fans, I look at it as Lonzo Ball was a great substitution piece for LeBron James. When LeBron James sits on the bench, Lonzo Ball can still operate the team at the point guard position. And on some nights when Lonzo Ball was the starting point guard, LeBron James can go back to his natural position, and he can fluctuate between small forward, power forward, small lineup, big lineup. The things that Los Angeles Lakers utilize and what made utilize to LeBron's advantage, they can still continue to do that. Okay. While they still had Lonzo Ball at the point guard position. I thought, and when they traded him away, they lost the opportunity for that type of dynamic. Now it's Rondo, LeBron James, and a couple other players, but LeBron had the mindset of thinking that he was going to be he was going to start at the point guard position. The coaching staff of the Los Angeles Lakers, they did not concur with that. They did not agree with that. They didn't mutually agree to that, came to that conclusion. I feel like that was more so of LeBron James wishing and hoping that, ultimately, he wants to be a starting point guard. And if you look at LeBron James' side, look at his age, I felt like it's okay to sub him in, and have a few minutes at the point guard position, but it shouldn't be an everyday thing, and it shouldn't be a concrete thing that, they're going to try to force it, okay? Because at the end of the day, I feel like LeBron James at the 3 spot and Anthony Davis at the 4 spot would probably be more beneficial for the team than having or allowing LeBron James to be at the point. And, then now you have to exchange your roster to fit LeBron James' need at the point guard position. Because obviously, if you put him at the point, that means you're going to have to put another faster, younger player on the roster to help move the ball when LeBron James in certain possessions is not going to be able to move the ball because he's much more older. He can't continue to keep the pace, keep the tempo at a high level, by just being the point guard. And I felt like that when I heard about that, I just did not think that that's something that the Los Angeles Lakers the coaching staff concurred in believing, and they issued a statement saying that's not the way they were going. And I feel like it's okay to sub LeBron James in on certain possessions, in certain matchups, in certain games, but to just simply let him be the starting point guard, I just did not see that working on a high level because of the issues I mentioned. And Charles Barkley mentioned those same issues that I displayed on this channel. Now, I talked about it last year when the rumors were and the reports were coming that LeBron James wanted to start at the point guard position. I thought that was not going to work long term. And even I made another video 6 months ago still saying I just don't feel that was going to work. Now, James Harden, when it was like 2 years ago when the Rockets James Harden issued a statement that he wanted to start at the point guard position before they ultimately traded for Chris Paul. I felt like he would have some success at the point guard position, but at the end of the day, if you look at it, if you look at that decision, will that decision be an advantage for the Houston Rockets? No. I feel like James Harden plays well off the ball. Not holding the ball on every possession, particularly when you inbound the ball and he takes it up the court. I don't think James Harden, if you look at his skill set and if you look at his talent, he can consistently on a high level. Someone inbound the ball and he makes a play, take the ball across the court and he makes a play right then and there. I feel like James Harden is the type of player where you have to give him the ball in certain spots, and then once he gets the ball, you got to let him do his thing. He's not a player that can just throw the ball around. He's not that type. He's a decent player playing without the ball, but he's a better player with the ball. Okay, so he's not a catch and shoot type of player, and and ultimately the Houston Rockets got better when they traded for when they got Chris Paul. They got overall, when you look at the team and you look at the matrix and you look at the numbers, they got better with Chris Paul. Now, they always somehow, some way stumble when they played the Golden State Warriors in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals. But everybody struggles with the Golden State Warriors. So it's not I wouldn't look at it as a total failure for the Rockets and Chris Paul. It just ultimately did not work out because James Harden and Chris Paul was at each other's throats. They didn't see eye to eye on how to make this team better. And Chris Paul tried his due diligence to figure it out and work it out, doing it the James Harden way. And after a couple of years, it just did not work out. Ultimately, it just did not work out. And I feel like but besides that, that's not the reason why I don't think James Harden should be a traditional point guard. You just got to look at the skill set and you got to look at the talent overall. And I just don't see James Harden a traditional point guard, just as much as I don't see LeBron James as playing point guard on a full-time basis. Now, in select packages, on select plays, in particular games, I can, see it to that extension and to that point. But, just doing it all the time for the whole 82 games, including playoffs, I just do not see over ultimately that working. Okay, so I'm kind of glad that Charles Barkley expressed about LeBron James playing the point guard position, and I'm kind of happy that a lot of people agree with Charles Barkley's analyst about LeBron James playing the point. But I've been saying that this is going on 2+ years. I just I always had that notion that him doing it as a starting point guard every day, every game. I just did not see how that would ultimately work out due to the things I just listed in the video. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom 1, and I am out.